No racist police! No justice, no peace! No racist police!
No justice, no peace. You know, I'm kind of confused as to why anyone is shocked by the reaction in these demonstrations. This is years of frustration and pain that's been bottled up in a community that's been completely ignored, and now that powder keg is ready to blow. Okay, guys, I was at the protests on Friday. I wasn't able to make it on Saturday, but this is kind of what I saw, what I viewed, the interaction between the police chief that was there for a brief moment, and the protesters. But really, I don't want to just talk about the racial aspect of this topic, but the lack of leadership that I saw when I was out there. And what I continually see whenever I'm seeing it on the news or on social media and things like that, that I don't see that leadership to really hone in this energy and that vision that's supposed to bring solution. All I'm seeing is the exacerbation of the problem, which is the militarization of our police and the disorganization of our protests. So whenever you have those two things, violence begets violence, and it's just going to get more violent. But don't get me wrong here. I believe in the rioters just as much as I believe in the protesters. Now, I don't condone the looting. I believe that the looting aspect of this is extremely selfish and opportunistic. But the rioting is that outward reflection of the pain that's coming from this community. I know a lot of people tried not to believe it. And when I say a lot of people, really I'm trying to say is that the conservative side or the right-wing side that continually try to tell us that, you know, we're playing the victim card. That it's not really happening. Even though you don't live in those communities, even though I guarantee you don't talk to these people, that you're trying to tell us that we're being victims, that we're victimizing ourselves. This has gone on. I mean, I made a post a long time ago on Facebook about Rodney King in 1992. That was in 1992 that it was just caught on tape that the police were beating and killing the people in the street. Think about it this way. If Ahmaud Arbery was never videotaped him being shot and murdered and hunted by those three men, would they have been convicted? If that officer wasn't shown kneeling and suffocating that man in cold blood, would he have been charged? No, of course not. And this isn't isolated events, y'all. And let me go back to leadership and the militarization of our police that only increases the violence. Look at this video.
They just keep coming.
Go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get in your house now! Let's go! Light him up! Go inside now! Get in the house!
Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in.
Oh, God, that hurt. You good?
Are you okay?
Protect and serve. Isn't that their motto? All I'm seeing is occupation and bullying of a gang that keeps going down our neighborhoods and shooting right into other people's houses. And then you want us to believe that peaceful protesting is gonna work? We kneeled 3 years ago and y'all blacklisted and demonized Colin Kaepernick. Now all of a sudden, whenever we get too rowdy, it's a bad thing. Y'all, I don't want to sit here and just demonize our police. And I hesitate to say, you know, there's still good cops out there, here's the thing. I don't believe there's any good cops. I believe there's good people. And I want to show you this video, what it looks like when there's good leadership in the community, what our police are supposed to be. Listen, our police are citizens. They're one of us. They were tasked with protecting us. This is the type of leadership that we need. Check this out.
I'm just gonna tell you, we want to be with y'all for real. So I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade, not a protest. Come on. That's it. You got little ones here, you got dogs, so what's up? So listen, I'm just telling you, these cops love you. That cop over there hugs people, so you tell us what you need to do.
Walk with us! 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 Walk with us!
Let's walk with us! Let's walk with us!
And by the way, y'all, this is in Flint, Michigan. This is the same community that was discarded by the media, discarded by us, that still doesn't have adequate drinking water. And they're showing us what it's like to stand in solidarity with a reeling and hurting community. Y'all, this is what I mean with effective leadership. This is what I want to see from police chiefs. This is what I want to see from police. This is what I want to see from the mayors at the local level, our politicians at the state and federal level. Why are we not seeing this kind of leadership? That's why it's so chaotic out there. It shows right there. Listen, y'all, the protesters aren't there just to be angry. Yes, we're angry, but we're not there just to be mad. If you came and talked to us, kind of, listen, when I was out there, like I said, with the police chief of Dallas, she was out there for a little bit. She talked to some of the protesters, and then she disappeared. And then the following day, she was at some press conference and essentially demonized the protesters and the rioters. I do not care about the rioting. I care about the looting, but I do not care about the rioting and protesters because we're so upset about this. And if you see that if a leader would come in on both sides and hone in that vision and hone in that energy towards a solution to this problem that keeps getting kicked down the road, then we'll actually see change in the community. And those who oppose these protests, who are more concerned about the actual protest than somebody dying in cold blood by people that were supposed to defend us and protect us, you're the problem. All lives matter. Okay. You want to prove that all lives matter? Then get a picket sign, go on the front line, and show me that all lives matter. Because George Floyd's life mattered. He wasn't just black, he was an American. Why is it that whenever there's a problem in the black community, that all the other groups in this country, all the other demographics see it as just a black problem? It's an American problem. The sins of our past are going to erode our institutions, and it's evident today. What are we going to do? And the black community, I'm speaking to you directly. Protest and rioting is necessary to get the message across. But now the message is across. What do we do next? Who do we go in? Who do we vote out? And who do we vote in to make sure that police reform actually happens? A comprehensive plan actually happens. Write up your census. Send it in. Go vote. Use the political system to our advantage. When you don't do that, that's when they don't take our problems seriously. Now they are. They're listening. The world is listening. There's actually solidarity and protests in London and Berlin. Black Lives Matter is now an international movement. The world has our ear. We have the world's ear. We have the international community's ear. What are we going to do next? I appreciate y'all listening. This is Real with O'Neal. You can find me on YouTube at TDTV. I'm actually creating a new Facebook page. Same thing, Real with O'Neal. You can find me on Twitter, everything like that. But I just want to leave with this, y'all. I truly believe that this country is at a crossroads in a moral conundrum, if you will. And what's going to happen in the next 5 months is going to emphasize exactly what we are as a country. Are we regressive or are we progressive? Y'all choose.
It's real.